go one further here. Look at this. This is what I came for. Cowboy man with a modern day plastic bottle. Here's the gathering of the elderly. It's a little bit show, which is cool because there's not so much else. This is really calm, beautiful background still. I think this is my favorite. Howdy everyone, how are we doing today? In this video, I'm gonna look at what's left from the infamous Wild West area in the United States. I am gonna be specifically looking at 5 different towns in 5 different states to see how the Wild West is still playing a role mainly in the tourism industry. Before I start off, what is the Wild West? Well, it's hard to say based on my initial research. It is a kind of an area somewhat west of the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River flows here, starting in New Orleans, Louisiana, between Arkansas and Mississippi, all the way north to only God knows where. And the states west of that, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Montana, perhaps even, well, maybe not parts of Canada, but, Wyoming. These are the states that are commonly associated with the Wild West. This is a map of the United States from 1789. And I would say what's marked as territories, so in this mustard color, is, as time goes on, becoming at least partially the Wild West. Until eventually states with a government that is, I guess, somewhat elected, maybe not at that time, I'm actually not too sure, take over and finish the shooting and killing and robbing freight trains such as Billy the Kid and Jesse James and Doc Holliday and Buffalo Bill did so successfully in their very short life. This map maybe shows it better. It shows the Pony Express, some kind of heavy load freight train route that, of course, became a major source for many small towns on the way, major source of receiving goods, but also, of course, for the local economy of robbing these freight trains at gunpoint. This is a map of this is just a map I liked. On all of these maps, it states this unorganized territory, which I associate with the Wild West. I imagine it was pretty unorganized there. But apart from what it was, I think we can safely say kind of when it was in the 19th century, rather the beginning to the middle of the 19th century. And more importantly, we all associate something with it thanks to Western movies. We associate wooden houses, red barns, saloons, prostitution, battles and duels between 2 rivalry gangs, men in leather boots. For some reason, leather boots in this high heat that was so prevalent in all of these states. And I think that being said, let's start. Now, these 5 places that I've written down here based on scouring Reddit forums for what people think are still representative Wild West towns are very different from one another. They're not kind of the same idea of a old Wild West town. They are ranging from posh to abandoned, from kind of bigger to smaller. So I think it will be very interesting what's left of the Wild West, interesting to find out by looking at these places. So the first place I want to start with because I want to start with what I think is the poshest, but I may actually be wrong. I haven't checked the GDPs of these towns. Is Deadwood in South Dakota. And what I will do is I will look at all of these towns by going down their main road, which I think is a feature of Wild West town planning. I guess definitely a feature of more rural life. Generally, that there's one main road where all shops, houses, brothels, and whatnot are located. So this is Deadwood, South Dakota. It is in the state of South Dakota, close to Rapid City, kind of Black Hills National Forest, not to be mixed up with the Black Forest in Germany. Let's go onto the map of Deadwood and go down the main route. Now, this looks posh to me, but I also don't know. It's hard to judge. It gives me some strong Wild West vibes. It starts with these bricks, even though back then I'm sure they had sand roads. You know, these kind of things where maybe someone would be publicly hanged. Otherwise, pretty nice. Loads of bars and eateries, restaurants, pubs and these kind of places. Some people chilling on the bench. Outlet stores, I guess also maybe some antiquariats and some vintage shops would be quite fitting here. Harley Davidson shop. Pretty neat. And yeah, it's just your very well kept, cozy little town. Kept because it seems like, you know, this kind of architecture reminds me of very Wild West. And I think this has been maintained, but not necessarily, you know, added for touristic purposes. So this place is nice in the sense that it seems kind of original. I mean, you get a lot of stone houses, but the kind of Wild West vibe that you get through all these, yeah, through the colors, I guess, because even the bricks might not have been so Wild Westy. But it's not over the top, you know. It's quite pleasant. You have these, of course, touristic-y gimmicks, little sensations on the side of the road. Beautiful facade. But also a wooden structure. Loads of American flags. Very cozy, very nice. Main Street. Another feature of Wild West towns. They have these kind of, well, it's just in my head, but they have these typical names of like Deadwood, you know, Gold Springs, or Cripple Creek, and the streets are called Main Street, or maybe Saloon Street, or whatnot. Oh, a bear. That's cool. Yeah, it gives these Assassin's Creed vibes. Oh, Red Dead Redemption, I think, is what I mean. You can buy all sorts of, yeah, bears to put into your home as a sort of requisite if you don't want to come here every day to look at them and take them with you. Yeah, very nice architecture. Also a little bit more, yeah, New Orleansy. Look also how the facade is like this Potemkin facade that is a little bit fake to the street side, a little bit longer than it used to. Almost suggests that the building is higher than it actually is. Somehow, at least. And yeah, pretty nice. Big parking lot, maybe indicating good tourism. This is Deadwood, South Dakota. Let's move on to the next one, the second one. And this will be something with the name of Virginia City. Sounds bigger than it actually is. We are now in Nevada. West Virginia, Nevada. Just south of Reno, where Johnny Depp shot a guy. And again, I would say let's go to the main street, which I think is this one. Yeah. And you see a totally different vibe, of course, different weather, different state, different altitude, different vegetation. But doesn't look quite as posh. It looks a little bit like, without knowing anything about it, how I would imagine Aspen to look like. And my imagination is mainly based on the movie Dumb and Dumber. This is very typical, these like sort of, galleries. I don't know how this architectural feature is called, that you have these columns and the roof and it's kind of covered. I've seen similar things in Australia quite a bit, not as nice out of wood like this, but I think one of the reasons for that is the protection from the heat. So it gives shade, and it also allows you maybe to put a bench here and make it a little bit more cozy. Virginia City mining, so maybe this was a mining town as well at some point. And simply very beautiful. That's all I can say. I can totally understand how someone that grows up in the United States wants to go and see these places, because that's historic, something happened here. Shootings happened here, illegal business happened here, and a lot of agriculture, I guess, and farming and mining and gold digging, the gold rush, all these famous words and terms mean something, because they have been, defining for people's lives. I want to be a gold digger. Beautiful. Kept the old facade. Maybe it's some kind of factory. Otherwise, very beautiful. What kind of flag is this? Black, white. It's kind of an American flag, but I don't know what kind of American flag. It looks cool, but you never quite know with flags, so I'd be a little bit hesitant. What are these people looking at? The parking lot. Maybe they're on the wrong side of the road. You have to look at these houses. But anyway, beautiful little town. Google makes it really hard still by putting the shops also in the street view. Can constantly click on them accidentally. Yeah, very cozy, very nice. Lively as well, very lively, Wow. Tiny houses. Yeah, pretty neat, pretty tidy. Next town I want to talk about is what did I write down? Silverton, Colorado. Silverton, Colorado. Now, Colorado is more mountainous. These mountains are called San Juan Natural Forest. Is it the Rocky Mountains? No, they're here, aren't they? Is it the Yellowstone? No, there's also somewhere else. Here. Well, it's just mountainous in Colorado, and so also in Silverton. And let's go down the main road of Silverton. Imagery looks older than it actually is, and I went further out than I initially wanted. So let's change that on the spot. Now this looks stunningly beautiful, without a doubt. With these mountains in the background, this adds just a whole new dimension to any place, really. Could be Switzerland if it wasn't for the architecture. And what I really like about this is that it really doesn't seem very posh anymore, and that it's not, the facade on both sides of the street is not running through. You have these kind of interruptions, so houses also do stand by themselves. Maybe these are old houses that have been renovated, and maybe the neighboring house no one was investing in, it was out of wood and eventually fell apart. So they kept what they can, and this kind of gives it a unique sort of vibe. This is a little bit, modernized, made for a modern day economy. Not to say hipster-ish. But it looks just like if you were on a road trip and you would stop here, you would have a really splendid time. Really splendid. I guess here you can somehow maybe drive into these mountains with the snow in the background. Everyone has a pickup truck here in Colorado. Less American flags. What's going on now? And yeah, it's just this kind of, you know, Wild West-ish town. I don't know if there's maybe here now another street I should have gone to. This neighboring one. Let's go there quickly and have a look. Not that I missed something. Yeah. See, it's less commercial, perhaps less touristy, really pleasant. Old storefronts. This is from 2021. This is the kind of truck from King of Queens, isn't it? Yeah, pretty nice. This in the side of the road. You know, whoever organizes this town and like the mayor and the people, they want you to slow down, you know, to not just be another town that people pass through on some other highway. You know, people want you to take a second look at the heritage that they have and the stories that they have. And, you know, all these towns probably have their museums with their own histories in the Wild West. But enough blabbering, let's go to the fourth one, which is Tombstone, Arizona. Now, in Tombstone, Arizona, just as in the last one, there's less and less to see. See, the areas that I'm interested in, by the way, are these, eggshell-colored yellowish ones, which indicate some kind of more historic part of town, in case you didn't know. And here, I've got, I think, the strongest Wild West vibes of all of them. And it's not because there's still so much left, it's just because of this kind of scenery that is set up here. Some kind of cowboy. The road is blocked. You know, pretty cool stuff. You know, it looks always on the edge of being desolate or, you know, almost a bit sad. But actually, it's really nice. And it's really, not to say authentic, because what's authentic about it? You know, it's not authentic because it's not actually the time. But it's pretty cool, and that's for sure. You know, these kind of houses, these like generic, probably hotels or restaurants, Crystal Palace Saloon. Very nice. Also that the road is blocked, that there are men with cowboy hats, that there's a horse carriage, Longhorn restaurant. I don't know what's blurred out here. That's just pretty nice. Let's also go to the other side there, but let me hop there. Let's go one further here. Look at this. This is what I came for. Cowboy man with a modern day plastic bottle. Here's the gathering of the elderly. It's a little bit show, you know, which is cool because there's not so much else. This is really calm, beautiful background still. I think this is my favorite of these places because, you know, it seems so low key in a way. And these cowboys, you know, maybe they're there for touristic purposes. I'm not sure if it's just their hobby, but like, it doesn't bother me in any way. I could be easily cringed out otherwise if there was like a show put up. Look at all these little details. Like, it's so run down, but also just every house is so much patina to it. But okay, enough for Tombstone, Arizona. Let's go to something that could have also deserved its own video, which is Bodie in California. Now, in Bodie in California, there's really not much left anymore. I've lost it. There's not much. But the street view there is, quite something. Look at this. Now, how Wild Wild West does this look? Everything here looks very much like the thumbnail of this video. Very, very cool. The light on this footage is very nice. This is an abandoned ghost town. An abandoned town or a ghost town, I think, is meaning very much the same. And yeah, you can just wander through the whole town with this self-shot street view imagery. It's just so cool. I don't know if you can go into some of these houses. But this is just really so cool. I think this was connected to the gold rush. You know, maybe there was gold found here. So people set up houses. Men came with their families, built these houses. Look how picturesque this looks. Just absolutely beautiful. I don't know what this is. Maybe it was a toilet of some kind. There's also a saloon here somewhere. I don't know where. Gold rush. Let's go. Is it written on the map? I don't think so. Yeah, front porches. This is the Wild West for real, you know. Just kind of kept. I don't know if someone takes care of these things or if they're just left to rotten. If someone does take care, it's really just to maintain this. There's no investment taken, it seems. Old machines are laying around the old church. Beautiful, beautiful day trip, I guess, for people from California. Very, very nice. And this concludes my exploration in the Wild West. I hope you know now a little bit more about it than you did before. That it has maybe not been such a clearly defined geographical area. That there was not one type of Wild West towns, and so there isn't today. And people and states and communities deal different with that kind of heritage. Some want to modernize, some want to keep it, some want to add to buildings, some want to tear them away maybe. Who knows? And there are many, many more of these towns. If you have any other cool suggestions, do let me know. And thank you very much for watching. I see you when I see you. Bye bye.